What's up, guys? MeatyLock here, and today we're back in action for some IO news. And today I got some juicy stuff for you. Now, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the terrain alignment system. There's been some improvements and updates to it, and it looks freaking fantastic. Now, as we know, they've been kind of going through iterations of this system and making it better. And it seems like all the hard work has finally paid off, because if you look at this footage right here, the T-Rex is pretty adaptable. I mean, like, his feet automatically adjust really fast, you know, based on the terrain. If you watched some of my videos before, you'll notice that it took a little while. So I think they're kind of making improvements to the speed and optimization of it and the way it kind of works. So it looks awesome, dude. I know they're doing some major changes in terrain alignment right now, and this is as long as it's taken for the Rex. So I'm guessing all the other creatures, unless they're just kind of like sort of getting the system in place, the other creatures are probably going to take just as long. So I don't expect to see terrain alignment probably in the game for a while, but this looks so good. It's so good. I cannot wait. Obviously, the game isn't going to be fully perfect as far as realism. You know, there's a few things that doesn't quite make sense, and there's probably not going to be any sort of momentum systems and stuff like that in the future to where everything is perfectly realistic. But honestly, I think this is like a step in the right direction. They're doing a really, really good job. Now, in the next bit of news, we're going to talk about the tribals. So, Looter apparently has a big, I guess, hard-on for the tribals, and he should be working on that right now, or probably pretty soon. I know they definitely want to get some sort of mechanics in the game. Honestly, the way I hope they do it is they kind of work on one faction at a time and kind of get the human systems in place. I do know Dondi has stated in the past that he wants to have some sort of climbing system and kind of, you know, fully flesh out like they've done with the dinosaurs, kind of do the humans as well. And I think they should start on one place, you know, not work on the cannibals and tribals and mercenaries at the same time. Maybe work on just the tribals and get that in place, and maybe that'll make it easier for the other systems that come in, because we know there's going to be inventory, you're going to have to make weapons, and you're going to have, like, I guess, tribal campsites and stuff. So anyways, hopefully Looter is actually working on this, because I'm so excited to play as a tribal. And I really want it to be like an actual thing. I want it to be really, really good. I mean, can you imagine, like, climbing surfaces as tribals, you know, taming dinosaurs, crafting bows, setting up totems to give you powers? You know, like, they could do a lot of different stuff and have, like, a full actual, you know, game survival inventory for them. Same thing for mercenaries and maybe even cannibals. I don't know. We don't know the cannibals, like, I guess, full abilities and stuff yet. But yeah, like, hopefully they make this into an actual thing and it's really, really good. I expect them to. Knowing the quality and the time it's taking to do the dinosaurs, I expect it to be really, really good. Now, we're moving on from that. We're going to talk about the Totem System. Now, Rodrigo Vega and a few other artists have made, I guess, depictions of the totems, and there's a few little descriptions. Like, there's trike totems, and there's different levels of totems. And I think the point of this is the totems actually give you some sort of buff or benefit once they're placed down in sort of your village or, you know, the world or whatever, depending on the type of totem they are and depending on the level of totem they have. Now, this is all speculation, but I think it makes sense, and I think it, like, the amount of different varying totems that you see depicted here across all these different screenshots, I don't know, it makes sense to me, you know what I mean? You got level 1 totems, level 2 totems, level 3 totems, and you can see their size and their intricacy compared to, like, I guess, normal things, and you can also see their size compared to humans. Like, they're real things and they're big things, and they seem really, really cool. So tell me what you guys think about that and maybe the systems they have planned for that. Now, we're going to move on. I'm going to make a correction to what I said last time, is because I'm really shit at explaining stuff. And basically, last time I was trying to tell the story, well, talking to people in the IO theories, I think I've got it where I can summarize it a little bit more. Basically, I'd said something about HMC. Well, one thing I forgot to take into account is HMC was actually destroyed during Project Inferno. So what that means is, I think what happens is, after HMC and B and all that stuff was destroyed, all the hypos got moved into Tartarus for containment as another containment facility, because we know HMC and HMB are containment facilities, or at least, I guess, habitats for the creatures, and I think Tartarus is kind of the same way, except for maybe on a more grander scale and maybe more for imprisonment or at least containment. So with that knowledge in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and summarize and read what I said before. Hades, we know, is a code. We have code Hades. So it's not a deity, it's not a creature, it's not a person, it's not a facility. It's a code/protocol. So I think the way we're going here is the deities and or things we're seeing are actually protocols/facilities, because we have the Olympus transmitter, we have code Hades. I think, you know, Tartarus is a place. you know, Poseidon is probably also a code. I think these don't actually represent creatures. They represent protocols / facilities and places and stuff like I said before. So I think Hades is a code that is enacted to control the population and involves hypos. So based on the stuff we read last time, the hypos will be released from Tartarus when AE001 comes out. So we do know hypos will be released, and I think the hypos are currently in Tartarus. So I think Tartarus is going to be on AE001, and they're going to be released whenever it actually comes out. So we'll probably get to explore the facility, or maybe we won't get to explore the facility. Maybe it won't actually be on the map itself. Maybe it'll just kind of be clued as to be on the map. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, this is my thoughts, basically. Also, another theory is if this has nothing to do with AE001, I've been making this assumption because of the transmission something colossal comes this way. So I've been kind of, I guess, making everything in relation with AE001. If it has nothing to do with that, and by that I mean code Hades, then it could be talking about one species in particular, because Hades is only ever mentioned when the Utah is mentioned. So it could have something to do with either the hypos in general or the hypo Utah raptor. Now, speaking of this, there's something that I passed over last time. I keep saying the HYPO QUETZAL isn't canon, but HYPO pterosaurs are actually mentioned in the loading screens, and apparently there was an accident and they escaped, and they halted all research since they escaped from, I think, Atrium C. Let me go ahead and read this. All Type H biological asset study is to be moved to Atrium C. Clearance level has been elevated to level 4 since the incident involving blank. Yeah, so the incident is probably going to be the Quetz escaping. And then Director Blank has halted all development of any and all Type H pterosaur studies since the loss of Blank personnel. Atrium Houses is currently being adjusted. Now, just to explain a little bit of what I'm talking about, we're also going to read a few more things here, which I read one of these last time. Another one of these is a little bit new to me. But yeah, let's go ahead and just read this. We're going to read the very end. It says, Quetzal coatless study has been neutralized since Blank. Code Alfie is still MIA. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's talking about since the incident where everything broke out of Atrium C. Now, let me go ahead and read the thing about Atrium C and then the HYPO QUETZAL. So it says, all Quetzalcoatlus biological assets have been deemed blank by blank since Type H Alpha Atrium breach. So yeah, Quetz, there's a Type H Alpha, Type H Quetz, and there was an Atrium C breach. So all studies are to be concluded and assets neutralized until a later date. Atrium C is to be repurposed for terrestrial Type H specimens only. Do not replicate. Yeah, so it seems like the Type H sort of pterosaurs or flying creatures was, I guess, destroyed because they were too dangerous and they broke out and they don't know how to contain them, something like that. But anyways, we do know that Atrium C was destroyed at a later date, and then I'm guessing the Type H Quetzal is still MIA, so I guess Type H Quetz is canon, which I didn't realize, I know now. And then now we know, according to some of these loading screens, that Atrium C only houses terrestrial Type H's, so anything on land, and all Type H study for pterosaurs and flying creatures has been halted and concluded, and they're not working on it anymore. But I think there is still some Type H pterosaurs out in the wild. Anyways, this is all kind of confusing, but this is kind of what I get out of it. Yeah, basically. Hopefully that makes sense, because I'm kind of shit at explaining things, you know? So, I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, next thing we're talking about is, this is a little bit of old news, I think, but someone mentioned a single player campaign, and Dondi basically said, yeah, let's do that, because I feel like they've always kind of wanted to do a single player campaign to explain the story and the direction of the Isle. So I think once they get kind of the game made, they'll be working on towards a single player campaign. Now, I'm not going to say this is guaranteed, this might never happen. I don't know, just like with a lot of these ideas, they might not ever happen, or they might be implemented differently in the final game. You know, this could happen to anything that I've ever talked about. But yeah, that single player campaign to help you figure out the lore, and also we're going to get more clues as to the lore as the maps, and also as time progresses on further into the future. Anyways, guys, this is everything I got for you. I think the story is kind of slowly starting to become something. And hopefully you guys are enjoying these sort of story theory videos. I think a lot of this is based in fact of what I'm saying, but some of it is kind of, I guess I conclude with my own reasoning as well. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I think a lot of this is true, and some of these theories might be true as well. I don't really know. We'll find out whenever stuff actually releases. Also, this is something Donnie said, that Utahs are not able to be ridden effectively, so take that what you will. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to smash the like button. I love your faces, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And I really hope I explained it better this time.